So, for the 50th time, live on tape from a secret, undisclosed location hidden deep within the bowels of historic downtown St. John's, comes to you that YouTube show you just love to watch, In the Library of Graphic Literature, with me, Wallace Ryan. Now you will notice that I'm missing my little table here and my spinner rack and all that, and there's a reason for that. I have not gone mad. But what I have done is I've decided for my 50th show to give you a grand tour here of the Library of Graphic Literature. So I'm going to disconnect this camera from the tripod here, and I'm just actually going to take a little miniature walking tour around the library here. Now the library actually consists, in all seriousness, it's my studio, but my studio of course is wrapped with books. The library is along the walls of my studio here. It's a rather small studio. I mean, I got my drawing table that's behind the camera. You'll see it in a few minutes. My good old couch, which actually folds down into a bed if I want to just lay down and take a nap during the day. So it's not a bad little place here. So without further ado, here we go for the special 2018 tour of the Library of Graphic Literature. So let's have a look here. Okay. Let's disconnect this whole thing here. Okay. There we go. So let's move over to the door here, and as you see the door, I got this cool Howard Chaykin poster there. First of all, here's my filing cabinet for all my drawing stuff like that. My TV, some pops. My special and favorite bank, the Batman bank. And over here, see that big stack of books there? That's my diary. Okay, let's get started here. Now, first of all, I'll just take a look here at basically these are the omnibuses. I have to sort of reach around here. So nice little range of the omnibuses there. Now let's come back over here. Actually, I'm going to have to move the couch out here a bit here, so that we can get in close here. Of course, here we have my DC archives. So everything from the action heroes, Adam Strange, Batman, Dark Knight, Doom Patrol, The Flash. Then over here we have the Justice League, the Legion, including the infamous Volume 8, which is so hard to find. And then some more super cool archives. I was a big fan of the archives. It was one of the first things I started collecting between this and the Masterworks. And there's some of my favorite, the Thunder Agents. Loved those when I was a kid. And here's those Superman and Batman books that everyone loves. And then over here we have the start of the Vertigo section here. So there's some Fables, 100 Bullets, Scalped Swamp Thing, and then it continues on over there. Let me get in a bit closer here. And here we have Y the Last Man, Animal Man, Doom Patrol, House of Secrets, Sleeper Omnibus, and then a few miscellaneous books there. Then back down over here, behind this pile of DVDs here that I was organizing. This is part of my absolute collection there. There's some of the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen ones down inside there. Then some of my absolute Batman ones. And a few omnibuses just all jammed in there to make room until I can do a bit more organizing. There's The Preacher, which I love that. And of course the Sandman Absolute Editions are some of my favorite here too. Now there's a few more Absolute Editions there. There's a little pile of books that I'm basically rearranging a lot of stuff in the library here. Some I've actually packaged and moved away, but some I will be not moved away but stored. But some of the stuff I will be basically just putting back onto the shelf once I actually got a new shelf to add to the library. So those will go onto that. Now let's move the good old couch in here a bit here so I can get in close. Now here we go. Okay, oh yeah, now this is below the omnibuses there. This, of course, is my much beloved Spirit Archives. And here, of course, is the Jack Kirby black tie editions, as I like to call them, and a couple of the Steve Ditko ones. These are some of my favorite books there. Then down here, this is a continuation of those Batman ones, except they changed the design there. Some older ones, the Green Lantern slipcase and Deadman slipcase, then all those Batman Neil Adams stuff, and just sort of a miscellaneous bunch of them there. Now let's go back up here to the top here. Up here now we have the tops. We have a whole pile of super cool omnibuses here. Yeah, Too much Dracula, love those. X-Men, of course. And then a couple of new ones, the Attitude, the Shield, the Women of Marvel, the Monsters. I got the second one of that. It's there somewhere that I'm reading as we speak. Then some more omnibuses here. The Amazing Fantasy, gotta love that one. Some Avengers stuff, the Brian Bendis. Then of course my Daredevil section. Deadly Hands of Kung Fu. Doctor Strange, gotta love Doctor Strange and the Eternals, one of my favorite Kirby ones. Howard the Duck and Man-Thing, two of my more modern favorites. Then some Golden Age stuff here, and of course, Master of Kung Fu. And of course, Werewolf by Night, X-Men Classic, John Carter, Warlord of Mars, Infinity Gauntlet, and Marvel Universe by John Byrne. Now let's pull out the couch from this side here. And here is that stack of books there. Again, you can get a closer look in at it. This is some stuff from my Dark Horse shelf there, including some old Gold Key stuff, some Green Lantern omnibuses down there, Flash Gordon, Turok, and a couple of recent Marvel Masterworks there. Okay, now there's a pile of stuff in behind there, including the Wednesday comics. You can barely see it in there. This thing here, that is the Wolverine Adamantium edition, and there's even more stuff down here. What's this here? Oh yes, that's the Fourth World omnibus, stuffed way down in there. Let's move Batman out of the way here. So next thing here, we have, of course, the Marvel Masterworks. So I got a nice pile of the Golden Age ones, and it goes into the Atlas Age, which I think both are now cancelled, at least the Atlas Age one. I'd actually gotten into the Atlas Age ones just to get a lot of the Kirby monster stories, but fortunately they put them out in two big nice omnibuses. Now into the more modern age here, with some Amazing Spider-Man, Ant-Man. I love the Masterworks. Actually, they're some of my favorites, especially the Captain Marvel. Big Captain Marvel fan. And over here, Deathlock, one of my favorites. Okay, let's swing over here, and then we have Defenders, Doc Strange. Of course, a lot of Doc Strange. I love Doctor Strange. Fantastic Four, Incredible Hulk, Human Torch, and a nice variety here. Iron Fist, some of my favorite John Byrne stuff, and the Defenders, love the Defenders stuff. And let's see, continuing. Oh, that one's out of place. Kazar, whatever. Luke Cage, Marvel Rarities, Marvel Team Up, Marvel 2-in-1, Ms. Marvel, Nick Fury, Nut Brandeck, and a wide range of all the other ones, including all the Submariner, Mighty Thor, the Warlock, of course, some of my favorite comics of all time. And then another pile of omnibuses here. I love The Criminal by Brubaker in there. Love that Fantastic Four. And here's a few more. Powers, of course. Punisher, Runaway, Squadron Supreme, The Vision, love that Vision book. Star Wars, and of course the Annihilation, Conquest, and all that. And then down here is just sort of an assortment of different Marvel books and the like. There's a couple of stacks I'll be moving around, so this is some stacks of books that I'm in the middle of reading, or at least looking at. Fair Agent. And this is the stack of Crime Does Not Pay. So that looks pretty good so far. Let's get up here to my box sets, which I looked at last week, including look and check out this, the Creepax, the Planet of the Apes from those fine folks at Boom. Here's a nice selection of Craig Yo books there. I actually had to move some of Craig books to my storage just because I'm running out of space here. Sorry, Craig, but you know I have far, far, far more books than that of yours. They'll be in the second floor of the library once I get that up and done. Oh, and of course there we have Sin City. Another little stack of books up there. Okay, now let's come down here. Now, of course, here is the EC Archives. Love them. Got to have all them. Some Dark Horse stuff here, including some Hellboy stuff. Rings of Nibbling. And then some Rich Corbin, Eisner stuff. And let's see, now down here, of course, here's my Usagi Yojimbo Saga. Love those, including the book there of the Fantagraphics run. Humbug, Monera Library. Oh, and down here we have The Goon, recommended to me by my buddy Sam Johnson. Thanks, Sam. Here's a few of my Mobius books. The legendary Colossal Conan. Here are some of my favorite books of all time from the Hernandez brothers, including Palomar, in my mind, one of the greatest graphic novels or collection of graphic stories ever. Down below here, I'm actually in behind all this stuff here, are the Eerie Creepy Archives. Got to get them into order here. Then up here, let's see. Oh, I love these Titan books of Kirby's artwork there. Silver Star. Oh, and a Boy's Wrench. And Fighting American, both which I got from Jim Simon, Joe Simon's son. And here we have Hermes Press. So some cool stuff from Hermes Press. Dark Shadows, a bit of Pogo, a Zorro from Alex Toth. Then a mixture here, some Steve Ditko Archives, and some Alan Moore stuff. Down below here, Duck City. Here we go. That's the Carl Barks Duck stuff. And then here we have, of course, the great Don Rosa's stuff. And then sort of a couple of the Disney Masters, some of the newer ones. Down here, of course, we have the Hellboy section. So all the Hellboy books, the BPRD, the Abe Sapien. You gotta love those. Let's go up into the Image section here. So some cool Brubaker stuff. Of course, The Walking Dead, you gotta have that. Then sort of a mixture of different stuff here. A lot of oh geez, I forgot about the Tardy up there. Yeah, and Tardy down here. Oh, Giant Days, and here's some more Hernandez brothers. Oh, and Two Generals from Scott. Down here, Rachel Rising, Motor Girl Omnibus, Wandering Star, Dreadstar, then the Michael Moorcock Library there. Love those. Department H and Mind Management from Matt Kint, and some more of his stuff. Then down here we have some more, a bit of miscellaneous stuff there, including some cool Image titles there. Mage, Nailbiter. I actually really like Nailbiter. Then down here we have some, oh, hang on a sec, let me move this couch back out of my way so I can get in close here. And here we go. So it's Alan Moore's Nemo thing, the Trigon Empire, which I read as a kid. Then, of course, the Drouillet books. And then Vampirella Archives. And then some Mobius stuff over here, including one of the oldest hardcover books, this Major Fatale collection right there. So yeah, pretty cool. Now, let me get up there and The other cool thing here, and one of my prized possessions, is my spinner rack. And I got it stuffed with all kinds of old comics. This actually came out of my comic book store. I had a comic book store in the 90s called the Daily Planet. And that was one of the few things I had left of it. Now up here, this is my graphic novel section. So we got everything from Mouse to Persepolis, Louis Riel, Burma Chronicles, some great Rick Gary stuff. And then down here, let's move here. We got Mouse Guard, love Mouse Guard. Some other cool stuff, especially those from Mr. Cunningham there. And a few more. Then down here, The Sculptor, The Great War. Some cool stuff there, Rust. Of course, Tintin. Every library has to have that. Scott Pilgrim. Then down here, sort of a mixture of some softcover books mixed in here. Of course, the complete set of Serba's books there. Got to check those out. The Graveyard book down here. The Drawn and Quarterly. Asterios Polyp, one of the great graphic novels. The First Kingdom there. Zenith. Then some cool Joe Sacco books here. And the Doc Savage magazine from Curtis magazine, the Marvel magazine from the 70s. And there, oh yeah, we have Nelvana hidden in behind there. Bone, of course. Essex County. The Milkman, a little Will Eisner section there. And a few other things down below here. There's a lot of art books, a variety of art books, some other stuff. This is sort of a reading pile I got on the go here now. What else down here? Oh, look at that. We have Arlen Schumer's Silver Age comic books. And this thing here is basically a lot of Valiant, and then some mixed stuff, some Turtles, and then all the rest of this is PS art books, horror stuff, including all the stuff underneath all these books here. So yeah, sort of a cool little corner. Then here, of course, this is, oh, and forgive the light, this is my studio area. So here there's the tripod, and of course it shoots over here. That desk you see in front of me all the time, it actually is pretty close to me here for the most part. This is all my equipment and the like, and some mixture here. Oh look, this is a box of heavy metal books. This is my reading stack here. So it's a lot of cool books there, of course. And in here we have my complete Far Side, complete Calvin and Hobbes, and then now this is basically my comic strip section here. So everything from old Popeyes to Peanuts, a lot of Peanut stuff, Pogo, Mickey Mouse, even some Dark Shadows. So great range of different comic strips here. I've always been a big comic book fan. Down there is the Prince Valiant. That's those dark books down there. You can hardly see them. And of course, one of my favorite collections here is my Library of American Comics. And I have a complete set of the Library of American Comics. Took years to assemble it, but I got it. I love it, and I'm never going to give it up. Love all these comic strips. And down here there's some larger books down here, some artist editions and the like down there. Down here there's a couple more artist editions. Down here tends to be some oversized books and a bit of the library there, of course. There's some more artist editions. Some of my favorite, the Dick Tracy, I think one of the first series I started to collect from the library. Full Bleed, Little Orphan Annie. You gotta love Little Orphan Annie. And then Rip Kirby, Steve Kenyon. Ooh, let me move this out of the way. And then down here, For Better or For Worse. The other one is over there somewhere. Steve Terry and the Pirates, one of my favorite strips of theirs, and X9. So this is it. This is the cartoon section of the Library of Graphic Literature, the studio, my working table, and then the library itself. So, anyways, I figured this would be a great way to celebrate my 50th show, and I hope many, many more shows will come in the future. Thank you to all my fans and to all those who liked and shared all my stuff, and I'll see you in a day or two with the usual episode, because I will do an episode. It'll probably be a shorter one of some new books for this week. So that being said, thank you very much to everyone for all your support and all your kind words and great conversations. And I'll see you very soon via good old Mother Box. Once again, from St. John's, Newfoundland, so ends the 50th episode of In the Library of Graphic Literature. Thank you. Love you all. Bye.